Hello and welcome back to Thoughts, Feelings, Emotions. I'm your host, Dan Weller. I'm joined with you as always by excellent co-host Danny Frankham.
Pieces of paper.
Is that just your random phrase of the day?
Maybe. I don't know. I was going to say pieces of something, and then I kind of just went, paper? Pieces of paper works. And then I was like, what does that mean?
It
Do you want
means
to try
everything.
and crack? Well, pieces of paper are useful.
Can be useful for many things.
My mind went somewhere so dark.
Okay. Maybe let's not go... Oh, damn it. I just spat my microphone. It's going great. It's going great.
Successful podcasters.
Yes. So let's start off with the first section of the podcast, which is what the F have you been up to? What have you done in the past week that you would recommend?
I rewatched Tower of God again because it's my favorite anime of all time. And
fair enough.
I just decided to watch it again. And it's still great, and I still love it, and I still want season 2 to come out as soon as possible.
Nah, it's never going to come out because they want to piss you off too much.
Oh no, it's confirmed, and it's all good. It's all good.
You hope.
Until
Something goes wrong and the main actor
until
dies.
until COVID happens, then it will be a problem.
What if it never comes out, Danny? What will you do then? What will you do?
I'll be happy because the comic series is still going, so I know what happens in season 2 anyway.
Fair enough. Well, following your recommendation of Futurama, I rewatched it as well, and I've now halfway through season 2.
I have the last 13 episodes to watch, so I'm gonna probably crack that open over the weekend, and then boom. I'll be done with Futurama. And then I'll maybe go back and watch season 2 and season 3 of Disenchantment.
Yeah.
And then horribly look at the comparisons and go, ugh.
Well, season 3 isn't out yet, is it?
It came out today, I think.
Oh, did it?
Well, I got a Netflix thing saying it's coming out, so it might not be out yet, but it's on its way.
Yeah, I knew it was coming, but I don't know when.
Disenchantment season 3 out now. I don't know if it's all out.
Oh, okay. Well, I might go watch it. I'll see what the reviews are. If it's better than season 2. I kind of halfway through season 2 and then got bored and I stopped.
I got bored during season 1 and I was just kind of watching it in the background.
Yeah, it hasn't got the iconic intro that the rest of the stuff has.
Yeah, it doesn't have the Futurama one and it doesn't have the Simpsons one, which is the biggest sound thing in the universe.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe like most iconic thing for TV is like the Simpsons, the Friends. I don't know what Seinfeld's is, but I guess Seinfeld's is probably catchy.
I couldn't tell you.
Never watched it.
I also continued watching The History of Swear Words. I've seen the other 2 episodes now. I've got 2 more to go.
Oh, I thought you'd finished it.
No, I'm not finished. I'm taking my time. It's only short, and it's just stupid fun. And Futurama. And WandaVision came out today.
Yes, but you'll have to wait until it's all out before we review it. But we can tell you our current thoughts on it. Did you enjoy it?
I did enjoy it, and I'm very hopeful. That's the series.
Yeah, I have some thoughts and emotions and feelings on it. And I'm...
Completely wrong order, but it's fine.
I know, but you got to keep people on their toes. Like WandaVision does. Going, how the fuck is any of this happening? Who is that mysterious voice? Who knows?
Well, no one knows how it's happening.
I think I don't know if it's correct, but I thought it was Doctor Strange at first. That voice,
but the voice wasn't.
No, but it sounded like him at first. When I first heard it, I was like, because I know he might turn up, and WandaVision is also tied in with the Doctor Strange movie. So I was like, that might make sense, because it's like, why are they doing this to you? But then I'm just we're gonna have to wait till the rest of the season comes out.
Yeah, I mean, I quite liked it. I quite like it had a bit of a slow, kind of more of a different start. I would say it's probably the most different thing that Marvel's put out for a long time.
Yeah, it's definitely weird, but we'll save all of this for our other podcast.
Yep, and you have to wait until the 5th of March for it to come out.
Which, again, we're going to be recording our thoughts as the episodes come out and then compiling them all into one episode so that you have our fresh hot takes as the episodes come out and you can hear us devolve or enjoy more.
Yes, and instead of us being like, oh, this happened, and then trying to just jog our minds.
Yeah, and we can theorize and see if our theories were correct in the episode, and it will be delightful, but we've got to move on.
So let's move on to our next section of the podcast, which is why does this exist? You've brought forward 2 products from the same company, actually, and we're going to question why do they exist. And the first one is the world's smartest mask known as Project Hazel, and this is a Razer mask that has RGB lights on it.
Or is it the mask from the Mask movie with Jim Carrey?
No,
because that's a smart mask. That gives him a lot of superpowers.
That's true, actually. You get kind of superpowers from it, you know? I would like to have some sort of superpowers from a mask.
And then,
unfortunately, I think the only superpower you get from here is living.
And having RGB lighting.
And you look cool. Great superpower.
It's debatable whether or not you look cool with it
That was
on.
kind of a joke, but whatever.
I know.
Although what I will say is it has a better case than the Apple AirPods does.
Oh, does it come with a case?
It comes with a case.
I may have looked at these, but I didn't actually see.
Yeah,
stuff.
Check the first link and you'll see there's a case. It actually looks like an alright case.
It does look nice black. I don't think the white one looks good though.
No, it also has a see-through front, which I'm not a fan of because it kind of looks weird.
Yeah, I mean it's okay if you're like talking to people. Oh, it does have a case. There we go. Yeah,
It's actually a right case.
Oh, you can get 10% off if your first purchase of Razer products.
Oh, yay. You know what? Oh, also the RGB lights shine in the mask as well, so they can see the RGB lights on your face.
Yeah, that
Which is the weird part, because it has it's actually a respirator mask, so it actually filters things coming through, and it has UV lights in there to neutralize.
The case is wireless charging and has UV sterilization, so it sterilizes the thing as well.
So it seems like a cool mask. It actually might be worthwhile. I'd like to know how much money it is.
Oh, it's Razer. It'll be a couple £100.
Wouldn't surprise me. If it was actually like 50 quid, I'd buy it.
It won't be. For that technology, not the RGB alone will probably cost you 50 quid.
You want RGB? 50 quid. The rest actual stuff you need? 200.
The case itself, 400 quid. Everything else, thousands and thousands of pounds.
And then the other product from the same company.
Speaking of expensive, this will be a hell of a lot of money.
Yeah, so this kind of gaming chair has RGB lights on it, funny enough, and it looks as uncomfortable as a normal gaming chair. But it also has kind of a 180-degree display going around your head. But it looks like a hollow display, so it's see-through. It's
I imagine it's just to show that it's a TV rather than an actual.
I mean, possibly, but there is transparent OLED panels now that you can curve, so that is possible.
Yeah, I don't know if they do that though. I imagine it's being like
that's Razer. They'll slap it in and charge more money for it.
True. I wonder how much that little desk that comes with it is.
It has to come with the desk. It'd be useless without it.
Also, on the picture, is that cables that are coming out of the chair at the back? Those little green wires at the... Because it looks like you need to plug it all in.
I don't know. I mean, you have to plug it in. Of course you have to plug it in, but...
For anyone who can't see the photo, if you go on Razer, they have a project up and it's a design thing. And it's like a normal gaming chair. Those really tacky ones that most people have because...
You are right. There definitely like cables coming out of it.
I'm guessing that's how they do the TV thing.
Maybe.
But that means that you can't move the chair. Because it's not got wheels. It's just a flat bottom. Like a U-shaped flat bottom.
I don't imagine it's designed to be moved.
Yeah, but I kind of would think that you want to... I guess the desk moves out the way, but where do you...
Well, I would have thought that you would actually want a good chair for good posture.
It doesn't look too bad.
It doesn't
it's
look
not.
great.
It's not the nicest looking chair. That I just don't know. I wonder if that.
Oh, apparently it would have built-in haptic feedback and a retractable wraparound curved screen. Visuals
so it's retractable.
Yes.
So that's probably a pull-out, foldy screen then.
Yeah. So visuals will be delivered by a 60-inch rollable OLED display that retracts and folds into the chair when not in use. Similarly, the armrests adjust and retract as needed depending on if you're playing PC with mouse and keyboard or controller. Again, this is just a concept product, but will likely never exist as a real product, at least in its current form.
We should state this is a concept, and it's going to probably just result in not a rollable screen. It'll probably be just a standard screen if they do it. Like that Scorpion chair that was floating around the internet ages ago that just had two screens that came down over the head, and that would probably be it. And I don't know how I think they'd have to do a better solution for the wires because that's just a tacky. Just having the cables run on the floor behind the chair, that just seems bad.
Oh, and apparently the mask has a built-in voice amp, so it'll record your microphone and amp it up so it gets rid of all the muffling.
Oh, that's useful. So that is a problem. I've been trying to talk to people with a mask on for a while, and it's just like...
Oh, yeah, it doesn't work.
Especially when you're across a room and you're trying to shout, and it just stifles
everything. Kevin, go...
I'm dying!
I'm dying!
I can't take the mask off because I'll kill you, but I can't die without it on. Anyway,
let's move on to the headliners. This is the section where we get random topics of the week and then we discuss them. Kind of like the whatever. Anyway, streaming and movie news.
For anyone at home, I'm shaking my head at that because, oh boy.
It's been a long day. It's been a long week I've had at work and stuff, and disjointed sentences are my thing today.
Well, Dan, do you want me to cheer you up and tell you that Chris Evans is reportedly in talks to reprise his role as Captain America in the MCU?
Although, he did tweet about this and put a shrug emoji, said, "This is news to me."
Yeah, but that's just him being coy and going, I'm just gonna keep it out there, maybe. Also, I don't know. I think it'd be good, but it won't be what people want, which is him returning as young Captain America. It'll be him as an old Captain America for like a cameo or something.
Yeah, they do old Captain America, but or they could actually do like an old Captain America TV show, because that was a big thing in the comics.
Well, people were speculating that if they bring Wolverine, they could do a World War II thing where Captain America has an interaction with Wolverine. But then, because they could time travel or something, and it would just be like, this is how Captain America and Wolverine. But I don't think that's going to happen at all.
No,
because the timeline set at the moment doesn't make any sense for that to happen. But
yeah, it's a bit of a weird situation. I don't think it's going to happen. But, you know, it can always happen.
I think he'll come back as a cameo.
I don't doubt it.
But I don't think he's going to come back as, like, a fully fledged character again. Because his character arc is done. He got what he wanted. He ended a war, and he got to go and dance with Peggy Carter.
Yeah, I think I would actually be upset if they brought him back for anything other than a cameo.
I think if they kill him off and like have Captain America die, because he isn't dead in the cinematic universe yet.
Yeah, I suppose actually they could have it maybe in a future Avengers film.
Yeah.
And they could have it where he dies in that Avengers film, maybe.
Well, like, there's a shot of a care home, and then a nuke lands on it, and then you're like, oh, shit.
Oh,
and
no.
then that...
Not Captain America.
Yeah, but it's like he crawls out from under the rubble, and he's a mutated Captain America, and he's young again for some odd reason.
Could you imagine?
Because of nuclear weapons.
Of course,
Yeah.
of course.
There we go, Marvel. Hire us. We've solved your script problems and gone, here's the solution how you can get Captain America back.
And then the other movie news this week was...
More Marvel news.
In more Marvel news, Morbius has been delayed again. Surprise,
Yeah.
surprise. COVID, people.
The vampire Jared Leto Spider-Man cinematic universe that's not in the Marvel cinematic universe that Sony has been trying to get off the ground since they acquired Spider-Man is finally getting another movie as a follower of the Venom movie.
Yes.
Did that make any sense?
Not really. I kind of best part start falling asleep when you're talking.
Fair enough.
There you go.
But yeah, it's basically been delayed from March 19th, 2021 to October 8th, 2021.
Well, you see, like, Morbius is the new kid on the block, and it wants to copy what everyone else is doing, which is just delaying the movies. So, you know, it's got to fit in with the crowd.
It was meant to come out last year, but it's already been delayed to this year, and then it's been delayed again. But
It's never coming out.
it's going to be the New Mutants of the Sony films, which, again, we still haven't seen, so we got to wait for it to be cheap on streamings, and then we'll watch it, and then we'll do our review on it.
Can't wait for that day. Really, can't wait.
I'm looking forward to it. Apparently there's a big bear. That's all I know. And that's not a spoiler
bear.
because I think it's in the trailer.
Well, I know it's bad. At least I heard it's bad anyway.
Oh, no, it's the greatest Marvel film of all time, Dan.
Everyone hates the Fox stuff nowadays. they had their peak back in First Class. That was their peak of their content.
I'd agree. First Class is their best movie. Then Logan, then Deadpool, then Deadpool 2. Although I like Deadpool 2 maybe more than Deadpool 1, actually.
So do I. I don't get...
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in the minority with that.
No, I'd agree with you. It's definitely good. I think Deadpool 1 is like a good base set, and then Deadpool 2 is like an exaggerated on that one. And I like that exaggerated thing more.
Yeah, same. I agree with it. And, you know, I'd love to see him in MCU.
I think if I had to... Oh, that's been confirmed that he is part of the MCU, and they are working on it, and Ryan Reynolds joked that the way he got it was that he showed them Spider-Man 1 and 2, and that was Deadpool 1 and 2, and that's how he got Deadpool 3.
Wait, what? I don't get that joke. What?
Because why would they allow Deadpool? Because it's Marvel and there's PG-13. So he showed them the Spider-Man 1 and 2 films instead of showing them Deadpool 1 and 2 because Deadpool looks very similar to
Oh, right. Now I get a joke.
A joke is always good when you explain it.
No, but I didn't know what you meant when you showed him. I thought when you said showed him that you put like a DVD forward to him, like, here you go.
Yeah.
So I was like, I mean, they actually watched it. I'm like, oh, this is Deadpool.
Yeah, but it was it's a tweet from Ryan Reynolds saying he showed them, instead of showing them Deadpool 2 and Deadpool 1, he showed them Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, and
that's how he got Deadpool 3 greenlit.
And it's R-rated as well.
Yeah. The first, and then people are going that now that opens the door for Blade to be R-rated as well, and because the other Blade movies were R-rated, so why not have Blade be R-rated? It means that they can do more R-rated stuff, and now Disney has their Star platform on Disney Plus that they can actually house adult content on there,
which is excellent because that means they can actually use the stuff they paid for.
Yeah,
you know, the 70 billion wars it was.
85, I think.
Yeah, the stupid amount of money, and right now, pretty much all they're using is Simpsons.
Yep, and they haven't even added Futurama, which is PG-13.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
I would argue Futurama's Some of the jokes are a bit
Yeah, but there's not spoilers for WandaVision, but it's 9+ on Disney Plus, and it's got sex references in it.
That is true. That is true. But have you seen the normal kids films? There's loads of kids films that got sex references.
Yeah, I know, but it's like that's a 9+ film. They're pushing the boundaries there.
Well,
some of this.
do you know everyone says like Simpsons is like a family show?
No, it's not.
And I know it's not. People say it is though.
Yeah,
If it is not,
That's-
because like
that's
especially
just
the old
because
episodes.
That's just because the common misconception of cartoons is they're for kids, and then the cartoons are for both adults and kids. But there are specific cartoons for kids that are just for kids, and then there's cartoons that try and be for both. And then there's adult ones that are called hentai.
I think we should move on. I think that's a good moving point. Let's go on to the gaming and tech news. And the first one, probably the biggest one, is the Galaxy S21 has just been released.
Yep.
What do you think of the design?
I like it. I like the camera design a lot more than the one I have.
Yeah, so if you haven't seen it, the actual camera cutout actually kind of blends in with the actual frame of the display. So the frame kind of looks like it curves over and covers.
So
the
it looks
camera.
like a normal sort of edge of a phone rather than having this random chunk sticking out. It blends a bit better. It's a lot nicer design. I don't like the circle camera like mod things on it. I think I prefer the design of like the S20.
Yeah.
The back of the camera on that. I don't like those circles a bit more. It gives a bit of a weird Apple vibe to me.
Well, what I will say is those lenses are massive.
Yeah, well they have to be. They're fucking insane. They're like 8K cameras and everything on there.
Yeah,
Which I have on this phone, but they look a bit more stable than this phone. They look a bit like the zoom looks a bit clearer than on this phone. Because the 100 times zoom is pointless on this phone because it's all blurry and pixelated.
Yeah, it's not really 100 times zoom. It's more 10 times. Probably maybe 30 maximum,
But I've seen people test out because some people have had their hands on it already because why not give it to people who know what they're talking about?
Yeah.
And they've taken some 100 times zoom things, and the detail's not great, but it's still better than what it is on the S20. And it's like you could actually sort of make out what you're looking at from a distance now, rather than it just being a bunch of pixels all just crammed in.
Which is a good thing. And also, sort of price-wise, the S21 is at £69 a month, and sorry, £69, and it's actually cheaper than the S20. So the S20 was, I think, about 800. 900.
The
It was £900.
I think the Ultras are the same. The
Ultra's actually more money this time around.
Is
Although
it?
that's what current market. It might have been more when it came out the first day.
Yeah, it was the same price as the current day. Well,
Yeah.
on the launch day. But
That's
it
kind of
comes
interesting decisions to make.
and it comes with an S Pen if you want the S Pen. It's
Don't-
now
I don't think it
compatible.
actually comes with it. It's just compatible with it.
Yeah, but it's now compatible with an S Pen, so you can have it. And they've got like cases where you can actually hold. The thing is, that it doesn't have the Note thing where you can just pop it in and out.
Which kind of the big point of the S Pen.
Yeah, I was a bit confused by that because it's not a like inbuilt thing now. It's something you buy as an extra that you have to carry around and have a case that has specifically cut ports so you can hold the S Pen rather than it being built into the phone, which I think is a bit weird. I still think they need to add that pen to the Fold series, and then you'll be perfect because that's the perfect device for a pen.
Well, you have a bit of a problem with that one, don't you? Really?
Yes, the screen is all sludgy and it's not it's not hard, it's soft, but you can work around that. I'm sure they can work around that if they think they could just change the pen tip and make it like a spongy thing rather than a hard tip.
Yeah, but that's not the point of it. You can't have a spongy active stylus.
You can work around it, I'm sure. They're paying millions of research dollars into this stuff, so I'm sure they can find a way to make a pen work with a foldable screen.
I don't think foldables will actually kick off until they get a better material than what they have now. That's what they need. They need an actual good material, and right now it doesn't exist.
The material's good. Like, no one's had... the only reason they had problems with it was because people were peeling it off. That was the only problem that people have found.
I think the problem is, if you have a device, if you have long fingernails, you're going to break your phone.
Yeah, well, whatever. Women don't buy Samsung products anyway. They buy Apple because that's the brand.
Okay.
Sexist humor.
And we cancelled. See you later, everybody.
Anyway, it's got a 6.8 display, I think is the Ultra. 2x dynamic AMOLED screen. 120 hertz refresh rate. It's just saying a bunch of other stuff. Yeah, it's eye comfort shield. Adjust blue light filter. So yeah, basically any eye comfort things that most phones have. It's basically this phone, but with a 16 gigabyte RAM in it. and it's got 8K video as well. But
Oh, wow.
my phone also has 8K video.
Yeah, I'm not so sure what processor has in it. I know there's been a few sort of international.
I guess the current one of the Snapdragons is in it.
Well,
Or
that's
the
usually in the US variant. The international variant usually has Samsung's own processor,
Yeah,
which
but I don't know if
really
they
wish they stopped doing because it's not as good.
I like it. It doesn't run badly on my end. Also, if you don't have the other one to compare it to, you're fine.
It's not so much being run badly. It's more of just a battery issue. Like if you have the Snapdragon one, it's much more battery life. Like by 20%. It's a huge margin.
I don't know why phones have to state that they have 5G now. It's just a tacky title. The Samsung
No, they're just advertising it. Like, oh, we have 5G, and then like,
Yeah, I know, but it's so annoying because it's in the name.
They did the same with 4G. It will go away eventually. I reckon it will go away next year.
There's 3 variations of the phone. There's the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra 5G. There's the Galaxy S21 Plus 5G. There's the Galaxy S21 5G.
They're all 5G.
Yeah, I know.
Which is the whole point.
But it just defeats the point of it. It's stupid.
That's what I'm saying. Next year it'll be gone.
I hope so, because it's so annoying having it in the fucking title of the phone when you get it. It's like, here's your phone. It's got 5G. We don't have 5G in my area.
Well, apparently, I might get 5G in my area soon. It's rumored.
Yeah.
Well, not soon, but I mean like within a few next year maybe.
Also, it always surprises me that the Ultra only has 2 color options.
Because it's Ultra.
Yeah, I know, but it's like, you'd think the one you're paying the most money for would give you the most color options.
No. You're not buying that phone for what the color is. You're buying that phone for the price tag.
Also, the best looking one is the black version, and that is the only one that you should pick, because the the violet one that they have, the silver one, and the pink one they have aren't that good looking.
I'd say the purple one's the worst one.
The violet one actually looks decent, but
I just don't like the color change between the camera module and the
Yeah,
glass.
it looks stupid between the color module, because the module is like that pinkish salmony color that they have.
Yeah, and they just
for some odd reason that's the camera module.
Well, it's not even that color. It's slightly different.
Yeah,
which defeats the point again. Why isn't it just purple? If that was purple,
you can get it in gold, but it still looks weird with the camera cut out. And then you can get it with the
purple's my least favorite. Then the pink, then the white, then the grey.
I don't know why you would get the S20 Ultra in brown. There are some exclusive Samsung colors if you buy it from the Samsung store, but there's a brown, and it looks ghastly because the camera module is black. And then you have, and it's also like what's the carbon fiber sort of texture on the camera module? So it's lined like carbon fiber, and then it's just a brown on the back.
Well, you never know. Maybe people walk around and they want their bricks like bricks, or they want to look like a turd. You do you.
Also, it doesn't really matter because you're going to put a case on it anyway because you're going to want to protect this thing.
But talking about things that are turds, Cyberpunk 2077 has released a statement. And it's a YouTube video basically dictating about their commitment to the project, and they kind of release a sort of timeline. I was like, we are most focused on our quality of our games. And I was like, well, you should have done that in the first place.
I mean, I think Cyberpunk's been kicked through the ringer quite a lot for justified reasons, but also, it's like every AAA game. I don't think it should be acceptable, but people get so upset about such weird things when it comes to these sorts of things. Because it's like, Cyberpunk, yeah, this game is like super hyped and everything, and everyone's looking forward to it. But then they let like FIFA still exist, and FIFA's a broken game. And they let the WWK games, or what, the wrestling games. And then it's like, you get upset about Cyberpunk because, yeah, but then you don't get upset about this, and it's the same game released over and over again, and it's broken every time.
No, I would say pretty much everyone gets upset about FIFA, but they still pay for it anyway.
Yeah, and it's the same thing with this. Everyone still pays for it until Sony, but Sony doesn't ever take the FIFA games off the fucking thing, even though they're broken, buggy messes.
Because FIFA makes too much money.
Yeah, but this made so much money.
No, the FIFA makes more money.
Yeah, but this also made a shit ton of money, and if they didn't refund the money, they would have still got the money. So it's in their best interest to not do it.
Well, because they're also planning to release their free DLCs sometime this year, and later on this year, the free next-gen console updates will come out.
Also, I understand this is a thing, and it's called clickbait, but I fucking hate the fact that they're going, oh, the Cyberpunk Steam gameplay statistics have dropped after the launch. Yes, it's a single-player game, and people are done with the single-player game. It's not a multiplayer game. It's not going to continuously have active users. It's going to people coming in and going out. It's not a continuous thing.
Yeah, it's a different type of game.
Also, people are pumping in, hundreds of hours into this game and then going, right, I've done everything, boom, I'm done with it. I know they were, and then I imagine, once they do these DLCs and shit, they'll come back, and then every clickbait article will be going, Cyberpunk, the resurgence. It's like, no, that's just how games are.
It's clickbait. Stop getting angry at clickbait.
No, I hate it, and I want it to go away.
It's never going to go away. It makes money.
I don't want it to make money.
It's obvious. I understand your pain, but it's the reason why. It is because it's clickbait.
I know, but I want it to go away. Speaking of things I want to go away, or things going away, Take-Two walks away from Codemasters.
Oh no! My world has ended! Who are these people again?
The people who make racing games. And
Oh, what a shame!
we spoke about this in one of our previous episodes, and it was just that there was a bidding war between EA and Take-Two over Codemasters, and Take-Two has decided to step away because EA offered a lot more money than Take-Two was clearly willing to pay.
That fee for money. Get those FIFA packs out.
Yeah, so EA may now purchase a racing game company and dissolve them into their own company and ruin that company forever, like they do with every company.
Yep, classic EA. They ruin everything.
Happened with BioWare, it happened with the people who made Star Wars, happened with Battlefield people, all of that. Every company EA buys. It happened with the people who made Dead Space. It happened with all the companies EA buys. They just shut the company down, take the ideas and software and pump them into free-to-play clickbait games.
Exactly.
And then boom.
It's a shame. And
yeah,
poor Codemasters, they're going to suffer the same fate as the rest of them. They'll be the next one in the grave.
Yeah. Speaking of graves, Bethesda is making an Indiana Jones game.
Okay, I see what we did there.
Yeah.
I see what we did.
Tomb raiding. It's gonna be bad.
You don't know that.
I have an inkling. It's Bethesda. Bethesda makes iconic games, but I think it's being made by the people who make Wolfenstein, so it might not be as bad if it was being made by the Fallout people. So, But yeah, this is interesting because in other news, LucasArts is basically making games again, or licensing out the properties again, because I think EA's lost the Star Wars license.
Which is good. It means they can actually now take games away from EA and distribute them elsewhere.
Yeah, a new Star Wars game, open world, is going to be developed by Ubisoft.
Which could be interesting.
We're getting Bethesda's Indiana Jones game. And yeah, some interesting stuff might come out of this. Hopefully, now that EA's ruined Star Wars with Battlefront and Battlefront 2, they'll actually make some good Star Wars games. Like,
I am yet to play Battlefront 2.
Yeah, it's free on Epic Store if anyone wants to purchase it this week, if you're watching it or listening to this when it's out. But yeah, I mean, what do you think? Have you ever watched the Indiana Jones movies? Because I'm planning on watching them, because I've never watched them.
I've never watched them, mainly because they're old.
That's not an excuse.
Is the kind of the reason why I didn't do most of these films.
True, that's amazingly my reason. But I was like, I'll watch Indiana Jones. It's mostly because I know what happens in them. But they're all on Amazon.
Well, I know the first film's pointless, and it doesn't mean anything. Because if Indiana Jones wasn't there, the exact same outcome would happen.
Yeah, but it's the fun, rollicking ride that you go on. And you get to see Indiana Jones punch Nazis, which is always fun. But yeah, I plan to watch them at some stage over the year, because they're all on Amazon at the moment. So I'm planning to watch them.
Nah.
I don't think I'll watch the one with the Shia LaBeouf in it. I don't think that one. Yeah, and then they're making a fifth one.
Of course they are. Why wouldn't they be?
Well, it's Disney. Harrison Ford, for some odd reason, only likes Indiana Jones as a character because he hates Han Solo, and he hates his life, and he just wants to smoke weed for the rest of it.
Fair play.
And he needs a paycheck so that he can buy all that weed.
Fair play.
And if he gets a paycheck for Indiana Jones, Disney's gonna pay him a lot of money, so he's gonna get a lot of weed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think this is going to be I kind of want to play this, but I think the problem with it is, one, will it be a Microsoft exclusive? Because it's Bethesda.
It will be on PC.
Yeah, I know. But I don't think they'll make it a console exclusive because it's Disney, and Disney will want it on as many platforms as possible. So they'll have it in their contract that they can't make it an exclusive if they want to make it, I imagine. So people should probably stop worrying.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Disney want money.
And also, do we trust Ubisoft to make an open world Star Wars game?
Absolutely not. I have still not finished Watch Dogs.
Yeah. It's like every Ubisoft game is an open world, empty, soulless recap of the exact same game. And do we really want that?
No, we don't want Ubisoft to make more open world games.
It would be fun watching them in Paris, just running around the Eiffel Tower.
I think actually the only open world games I've actually enjoyed is the Arkham games.
I'm trying to think what are open world games. I don't know if Destiny counts as an open world game because it's multiple different locations.
Actually, no, technically it is an open world game. I like Destiny as well, obviously. If you lived under the rock the past few months and you don't know, we like Destiny.
Yeah. And I think that's about it. Apart from Samsung's got a robot dog concept.
It is creepy as F.
Basically, it looks like a little like the Among Us character, but with long, stretched out legs.
It does not look cool. It looks
terrifying.
Like it. That thing is going to haunt you in your dreams.
No, I'm
like nightmares tonight.
I want him. I want him, and I want to play fetch with him, and I want to have that little screen that has an exclamation mark and a question mark running towards me, and I get it a big old hug.
Imagine a mutated human that has like really long limbs and then no head and a skin-tight suit. That's what it looks like.
That doesn't look anything like it.
What do you mean?
No, that's a terrible description.
That's a great description.
It looks like the little bean Among Us as the top bit.
Ugh.
And then it's got 4 little legs that come out of the bottom of it.
And
then boom.
Humans in skin-tight suits.
That looks nothing like a human. Your concept of a human is a weird thing if that's what you think humans look like.
It's like a mutated human, I said.
No, it's not.
Mutated. It's a mutated human.
No. I mean, maybe if it's like on its all fours with its back arched and it's a chubby little boy and then it's got its head chopped off, but I don't think it does. I think it looks... But yeah, in the vein of Boston Dynamics robots as last week, this one I don't think will be as cute dancing.
No, it isn't. Like I said, it is terrifying, and I'm gonna go bleach my eyes.
But yeah, this is a concept, so we may never get to see it, but I really want it to happen.
I don't. I want to live. They're gonna take over. Those are the things that are gonna kill you.
Yeah, if you want to check it out, just type in Samsung robot, and it's on like Yanko Designs. It's their mock-up of what Samsung would want as a robot.
Who was the design engineers that invented this? They need shooting.
No, they need a promotion.
They don't need a promotion. This looks terrifying. Like, it wouldn't be so bad. It's just the legs are so long. Why are the legs long?
Because, Dan, they need to hunt you down and rip your...
To be fair, I don't actually know this perspective-wise, but...
I don't know what its purpose is.
It chases balls. That's what it does. It chases balls.
Yeah, but how does it pick it up? Because it doesn't have like a grabby arm like the Boston Dynamics robot. Yeah, but what if you throw a tennis ball at it?
That's why it has its own personalized ball.
But what if I don't want to throw that? What if I want to throw a tennis?
Okay. It's not a real dog.
Exactly, Dan. Well, who cares? I can buy a dog that's
Do you
this
think
dog.
this scares you at all that, one day we might be getting rid of real pets?
No, people won't get rid of real pets. They'll just have both. And then they'll have one that can do stuff and one that they'll love emotionally. And they'll realize, oh shit, the one that I love emotionally is the robot. And the one I get to bring in my coffee on its back with a little grabby arm is my real dog.
I think sort of like the biggest problem we have having like these robotic pets is one of the best thing about pets is that they're unpredictable.
I mean, when they finally get sentience and kill us all, then they'll be unpredictable.
Yeah, one day will happen. Can't wait.
Also, I can't wait to the day that we have little robot dogs with big grabby arms in front of us opening doors for us awkwardly, and then we awkwardly shuffle past it as we go in. What a world we live in.
Yeah,
that will be a
me and you
reality.
share the same goals where we can't wait for that. Definitely.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Also, I can't wait till Atlas comes and pushes me over for revenge for all those times that they push him over.
It's like, how do you like to be pushed over? Just slaps you up everywhere.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun future.
Can't wait. It'll be a great 2021. I reckon we should now move on to the final section of the podcast, which is the weird, wacky, wonderful world. And I have 3 topics for you.
Ooh.
So, the first one is a man with huge tattoo of Boris Johnson says he will never regret it.
Oh.
And it's literally a picture of a very angry Boris on the back of his back.
Is this a balding man who's in his, like, mid-40s, maybe mid-50s?
I don't know. I can't see a picture of his head.
Oh, they're focusing solely on the tattoo.
Yeah.
Is it on it? You said it was on his back, right?
Yeah.
How big? Like the full back tattoo, like Ben Affleck's weird phoenix?
I would say it covers about 3/4 of the back.
How much does the hair take up?
About kind of that much of my body. I'd describe it.
So about
Well, I'll say about
a quarter?
yeah, about a quarter maybe. It's quite a lot.
Is it his wacky, crazy hair, or is it quite straight and fluffed down?
I'd say it's fairly crazy, but I'd say it's a bit more. It's not so much upwards as it is more. I think it's quite down though.
Ah,
It's just very kind of scruffy.
not his Einstein hair. Then.
No, and he's very angry. He's like a really grumpy face. Like, people not wearing their masks. Breaking lockdown. Apparently, the guy did it to raise money for charity, and he's managed to raise 800 quid.
Oh, that's not too bad then. Is it for a
He wants to
wall?
raise £150,000
What's the cause, though?
to help a 25-year-old who was diagnosed with life-threatening disease in January 2019.
Oh, that's nice.
I think it's because it's a clinical trial in the US, and of course, the US isn't free and costs a lot of money.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
So that's why he's doing it.
Yeah, it's insane, America. There's GoFundMe pages for people to get medical bills paid for by other people because they're expensive. It's so
I
fucking.
kind of don't blame him for that. It is stupidly expensive, and
I know, but I don't understand why they don't just introduce free healthcare. Every other country that's got it does not have a problem with
Well,
a system.
I don't think the problem is that it's not free healthcare. It's that they overcharge on healthcare. They make profits on it.
Yeah, I know, but
That's the problem. Is that
Yeah,
even if you had to pay for it in the UK, you don't want to go like, oh yeah, if I go here, it's like $2,000, but we'll go another 2 miles on the street is 200 quid.
If you want to know something interesting, the Martin Scarelli dude who made took a drug that was like $11 or something and like quadrupled or billionized it and made it like 170 quid to buy one thing. He's in jail now, and his if people want to find his story, check out Internet Today, and they have like a whole list of videos dedicated to this man because his tale is insane. Like how he went from this dude who jacked up the price of a drug that saved people's lives to this douchebag who bought like a Wu-Tang Clan album, and then this dude, no, not the Wu-Tang is a musician band, not the KKK, Dan.
Okay.
Which you think it is, I'm guessing by your reaction.
Yeah. Okay.
Wu-Tang is not a. They're a
Something
bunch
not
of
similar
black.
to the KKK.
No.
Oh,
The
I thought it was.
No, I don't think so. I think they're just a musical group. I think most of them are black. It would be weird if they were in the KKK.
Imagine.
But yeah, and then there was this woman who was a news journalist who fell in love with him and quit her job, and his story is insane. But if people want to check it out, it's on Internet Today, and they have like a whole page. The dude's name is Martin Scarelli. His journey is just insane, and they have a good documentation of all of his antics going on.
Well, okay.
Do you want to go on to the next one?
Yeah, let's go on to the next topic. The next one is a woman is fined after walking her husband on a lead and telling the police he was a dog.
Oh, there was a fucking OnlyFans chick who was doing similar shit where she was the dog and she was going up in like public parks.
What?
Yeah, this is the same thing, but it's not like she wasn't naked or anything, but she was like she was just dressed up in normal clothes, but on all fours, and her boyfriend, I guess, threw a tennis ball and she'd run after it for videos, and she was posting them to like Twitter or OnlyFans, and she was charging money for it. And there was like videos of her going to parks and licking out of a dog bowl in front of like children, and she had a leash on. It's weird. I don't get this. Have your kinks, I get it, but do it in your own home. Don't subject other people to your kinks.
Do what you want, man.
I don't care if you like. Belle Delphine can have a rape fantasy for all she wants, but just do it in your own home and don't share it.
Yes, I am.
Be ashamed of your kinks, man.
Well, to carry on with this one. So, this woman in Canada was fined for breaking COVID curfew by walking her husband around the lead. And the reason why is in Quebec, people have to stay indoors between 8 p.m. and 8 a.m. to bid the stop of coronavirus. The only people allowed outside in this time was dog walkers. So she walked her husband like a dog so she could go out.
Was he in a big dog costume, or was it just a man?
I imagine it's just a man on a leash.
Well, she put no effort into it then. She deserves to go to jail.
I don't think she went to jail. She got fined.
Yeah, but she should go to jail.
Which was a fine that came to roughly £893.
No, she needs to go to jail. If she's not going to put the effort in, get her husband a dog costume, walk him around the street, There's no effort. She deserves to go to jail.
But you gotta rate some effort though. Like, they thought outside
No.
the box.
Why does she have a dog leash if she doesn't have a dog? This
Kinky.
is an insight into their relationship.
Kinky stuff. That's what it is.
If they have a dog leash just lying about, they either have a dog costume he could have worn, or they're doing some creepy, kinky shit in the bedroom that no one should know about. And maybe she wasn't doing it because she just wanted to walk her husband as a dog to get out of the house.
I suppose, the more realistic outcome is they could have just bought a dog leash.
No.
No, that's not possible. It was lying
No.
in their house.
Why would you buy a dog leash?
So she could walk her husband.
Yes, but why would you not just tie a bit of string around his neck and then put him onto the top of a tree and pull?
Okay, that took a dark turn, and I reckon we should move on. Okay, so final one. The final one is con artists have conjured up a fake genie to dupe a doctor into buying a 72,000 Aladdin's lamp.
Huh. I mean, good for them. I mean, that doctor should have his license taken away if he's that stupid.
So they were arrested after, conning £72,000. It was alleged that they conjured up a fake genie to trick their victim, Lee Khan, into handing over the cash in Uttar Pradesh, India. I think I butchered that again.
How much did they charge him?
£72,000.
Fucking how? Is this what country is this?
India.
Is this Indian dollars or is this?
No, it's £72,000.
Fucking Christ. Okay.
Not 72,000 rupees. That's like,
Yeah, but I don't know if they were converting.
it's several
that.
million rupees.
Jesus. I mean, if that dude's got that much cash to splash around, I mean, maybe he was just buying it to be decorative.
Maybe. Can I just make a point a minute? How stupid rupees are as a currency. Why don't they just burn it and make a new currency that's not stupidly inflated?
Because that's not how you fix an economy.
Well, that's how the Germans did it.
They burn a lot more things that fix their economy in some
Okay,
ways.
okay. We're going there again. Lovely. Trying to get away from that, but, it just keeps coming back.
You mentioned Germans and burning. It's inevitably going to some dark places.
Okay, I'm not with them, people. Please don't cancel me.
Yeah,
I don't want to
you can
become the new
cancel me
Donald
if you
Trump.
want. Donald Trump's been silenced. We've still got a platform. I mean,
For now.
he has the TV networks. He has all of that. He loses Twitter, and suddenly it's an impeachment of his free speech. He does not have to use Twitter to communicate to the world. Get your priorities straight, people.
So apparently the men were arrested on Thursday when it was done. So and they were remanded in custody ahead of charges being filed. He said the
Reprimanded
wife of
or-
one of those men was also involved in the fraud. She is on the run.
Was she popping out as like a sexy genie to seduce him?
What was that dance in your chair?
I don't know, the belly dancer thing where you just wiggle your belly around for no reason.
And I think we've lost our brains and we should call it there. So, thank you for watching this very dark and strange episode of Thoughts, Feelings, Emotions. Check me out at twitch.tv/whatisabouttime. Check Danny out at Frankenstein Gaming on YouTube. Check him out at Frankenstein on Twitter. And check him out at twitch.tv/Frankenstein.
And if you want to watch a video all about me doing an arm wrestle for no reason, that it's the most successful thing that I've done, you can check it out at Frankenstein's Day Off, and just type in world's most intense arm wrestling video. And it doesn't even pop up on the top trending pages anymore.
Oh,
So you have to do a little bit digging. But yeah, it's the most successful thing I've ever done, and I don't know why, and I hate it, and it's just a pain in my ass, but for some odd reason, it still exists, and I still haven't pulled it down. But yeah, check that out. Anyway, peace out, pieces.